We're about to hop on a Novation call right now. One of my guys sent out a contract for a seller, has tons of questions about the process. So I'm going to TO the call. It just means take it over to build credibility and build certainty in this guy so you make sure he moves forward.
And now it's showing a 60 business day due diligence and inspection window.
Gotcha. And just so make sure I make sure my employees are saying everything correctly, did Terry tell you why she put 25 days?
Nope.
Gotcha. Okay. Because the reason for this with the Novation agreement with the EPP, the due diligence period lines up with the closing period. Because, Mr. Kelly, we are not buying your house. We're going to invest into your house to sell your house on the open market. So they usually coincide together. Now, I think the concern, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you think that we're just not going to show up until day 59. It's not what happens in the program. I wouldn't invest money into a house and wait till the last minute. So for us, the first objective is we're going to go into the property.
You guys aren't obligated to invest anything.
What do you mean?
Well, I understand, like, with the, let me make sure I've got the right one pulled up here.
Yeah, because if you're looking at the document that has like 7 pages on it, the last 3 pages of the Novation indemnification agreement shows you that if we put money into the property, that we'd hold you harmless in the agreement. So for instance, let's say we landscape the property, hired a maid service, and maybe your electric panel is Federal Pacific, and we decide to get that changed and get it permitted with a licensed electrician. If for some reason, Mr. Kelly, after the end of the 60 business days, your house doesn't sell, we don't come back to you and say, hey, you owe us this, and we give you receipts. We rip up the agreement, we part as friends. Now for us, obviously it sounds like you wouldn't owe me anything.
Oh, okay.
We hold you harmless from any repairs. The only way you would ever owe us anything, Mr. Kelly, is if for some reason you got abducted by aliens before closing and you didn't show up to the closing table.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah, I missed whatever you're talking about there about an electrical panel and a maid and then paying that receipt.
I'm just saying any money we invest in your house to get your house show ready on the open market to make your house look presentable for us to list it will be covered by us.
Okay.
We bring your house to the open market. We then gauge offers. So offers can come from a conventional loan, FHA, cash, VA, DSCR, whatever it might be. The banks are going to require to do an inspection and appraisal on the property. If an inspection comes up, for example, they want a water heater replaced or the electric panel replaced, or I'm doing one in New Jersey right now where the whole septic tank and drain field has to be replaced. It's going to cost $16,000. We replace that. You don't. At no cost to you. The $400,000 does not change.
Right.
So the reason the due diligence period and the closing period matches is because just like that New Jersey property, the septic tank doesn't get replaced until prior to closing. So if for some reason that buyer decides to get a car loan before he closes on his house and can no longer qualify for the house, the buyer will lose their deposit and they won't get the house anymore. That's why we have an inspection period to continue in the process, to find you a new buyer. So we're allowing that bigger inspection period for the buyers we're trying to bring you. So they usually coincide with each other. Are you following along?
Okay. I mean, I understand where you're coming from there. I just don't understand why this thing that Terry sent me a month ago is so different.
Well, it's just a number, and that's the only thing that's different. Everything else, I'm looking at both agreements, and I don't know what the thought process was there for her, but every agreement we have, it matches from due diligence and closing. Now, if it was a regular, because what we do is our regular purchase agreement, we have a shorter due diligence because that's our own company's due diligence, and that's when we get bids, contractors, whoever we need to go see the property to buy it ourselves, which typically that's 15 business days. So I don't know if maybe there was just a typo on the agreement, but in this transaction, Mr. Kelly, I'm trying to find someone to buy your property. I'm willing to invest whatever I need to make sure you get the $400,000. If it was a standard cash deal, it'd be a 15-day business inspection, business inspection and a 30-day close. And that's me buying it. You're an idiot.
I know, bro.
He's like, so much has changed. I go, it's just a number. Then he says it again. Well, I don't know why Terry would tell me that. I don't know why either. Is that a problem? It's like, these are the people I hate doing business with.
Yeah.
Why do I hate doing business with people with this? Because the Novation's a hand-to-hand agreement where we are tied to the seller for these 60 business days. And the issue is he's already complaining about one thing on the contract that was probably a typo. Do I want to do business with this guy for 60 business days? Do I want to schedule showings, do work to his house, have him call my office every single day of every minute what the hell is going on? I don't. Luckily, we have a great team with great resources that we can handle guys like Mr. Kelly. But if I did not
You guys
have what I
any
had,
metrics or anything you can share with how quickly you typically close out of these and what your success rate is?
like a referral almost.
You can call it whatever you want. My question's the same.
Mr. Kelly, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can give you a referral, and I just want to make sure, because you and I are going to be working together for about 60 business days with reasonable access and trying to get into the property. I want to make sure you're above board on this if we're going to decide to work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let me see if I can get you a property here that we last closed. And are you in front of a computer right now?
I can be.
Yeah, get in front of a computer so I can give you an address. Give me 1 second, pulling one up so you can get the right address. All right, 4207 35th Street West, Bradenton, Florida. So that's a program that we did that I think took right under 60 business days. Let me look up the date we listed. That house is in more as-is condition. We had to give credits at closing to make sure that everything qualified. We junked out the property, cost us roughly $5,000 just to junk out the property. This guy left everything, basically almost a hoarder on the property. So that's one we did that we closed on. Let me see, we closed on that last month, and we listed this on January 27th, so right under 60 business days. Would you like another address?
Yeah, sure.
8118 Northwest 200th Street, Hialeah, Florida. So this is more high-end property. Obviously in Miami, so everything's high-end, but there's an investor that bought this house from us, and we had this one listed January 10th, sold March 11th for $545. So again, that one was shy of 2 months, right at 2 months.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, my only worry is that I don't know if John told you any of the backstory where we're at. We had a cash offer come in for the house, and then I think they said that they had a 30 business day inspection period or something like that, and they had somebody come over and do pictures, but not a formal inspection. And then just like a couple weeks into this thing, on Friday, they told us that they weren't confident in the comparables of the area or something, and then backed out of it.
Gotcha. So they were trying to wholesale your house.
Well, yeah, all they really did on their end was just paper shop it, pay $100 for someone to take pictures, and we're just trying to see if they could get a quick thing out of it. I'm just worried about, obviously, I want to sell the house.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
And I just want to do whatever I can to make sure that this has your attention and effort in making that happen. And it's not just going to be paper shopped for 60 days and then say, oh, we couldn't find anybody, good luck.
No, we're definitely more aggressive than that. So you'll get so with those guys, what they do is they're going to put an agreement together. They're going to put an inspection period, and they're going to shop the paper. And what shopping paper means is they're going to call every LLC, every cash buyer that bought a house in probably like a mile radius and say, hey, do you want to buy this for X amount of dollars, which is, let's say, $5,000 above what they promised you? And then they're just trying to find cash offers. What we offer is a little bit different. We're not just going to try to wholesale the property. I'm straight up telling you, we want to get your house show ready, look as presentable as possible, get it on the market, and then gauge offers quickly. It's going to require access. It's going to require a little bit of time, but mainly it's the back end is what we're worried about. What does it cost to get your house to get $400,000? What the other company is, they're trying to say, hey, buy it in its current condition. Me, I'm like, what do you need to make this house sell for $425. They're like, well, we want the roof replaced, we want the AC done. That's what we're willing to do to make sure your house sells. That's the difference.
Yeah. And, just between you and me, our air conditioners, one is 1 year old, one's 5 years old. Like, we're good on that stuff. It's just, Zane, stop. If you guys, we want to find out as much as you want to find out, what is involved in getting this house show ready so that you guys can do whatever you want to do to make it top dollar and net us the 400. That just reads to me like you'd be scheduling an inspection in the next couple of days, but everything in the paperwork says you have 60 days to do that.
Yeah, so I can see where that gets misinterpreted there. So yeah, if it was that standard agreement like the other people did, that's exactly what it would sound like. Our first goal is once everything is done and executed, you get paired up with our transactions department. So you'll get paired up with either Madi or Jalissa, and they'll walk you through the entire agreement. Within 24 to 48 hours, depending on your work schedules, we go out there and get someone to take professional photos of the house. Once the professional photos come in, we then try to get your house show ready. I don't pay for a $400 or $500 inspection report, not because I don't want to, but I can have 10 different inspectors and they all tell me different things. So, I'm not going to do a punch out list if the next inspector doesn't require it, or I do the punch out list and I miss 10 things and now I got to pay for double the stuff. So the first objective, Mr. Kelly, is let's make your house look good. Let's get it on the market. Let's get people inside. Let's get the offers coming in. Once the offers come in, because my goal is to make the house look so good that it has no problems. It looks great that they want to move in tomorrow. The issue is that the bank's going to want to decide if that's okay. So that's when I get their punch out list, because once I get the conventional loan, let's say, then I can say, hey, this is what's required to sell this house. Do this and your loan is good. Then I come in and then I do the stuff. Now, with your ACs being newer, that's great. Every house I've had something come up on the inspection. When we did this stuff in 2021, I could sell houses blindfolded and $40K over asking within a day. So now they're a little bit more strict. They want to make sure that they're protected because, interest rates are, 7-8%.
Yeah, for sure. So, we're currently in the process of moving. We're closing on a new home on the 30th of this month. So,
Congrats.
The house right now has quite a bit of clutter in it from, moving while we're still living here. Sure. Are those photos going to go right onto MLS, or are they for you to judge and see what you need to do to make them showroom ready?
No, the first one's to judge it. I think out of every 10 properties I get, there's only one that the first round of photos actually qualifies for professional photos. So, because I don't want to go in there, the first thing is the first person we send in there is probably going to use an iPhone, and that's just for us to decide, hey, like, we should probably fix this. We should, go get 30 bags of mulch so we can redo the landscape. Or, hey, there are a bunch of boxes. Let's coordinate somebody with Mr. Kelly and his family to see, hey, for these photos, can we put all these boxes in the garage, make everything look a bit better? We have companies like Matterport. So, like, we have a guy that uses Matterport, which is a 3D virtual walkthrough of the property. So we go above and beyond. I don't want your house to look messy, because if your house looks messy, it doesn't sell. So I do everything I can to make your house look show ready.
Yeah, because that's where we're at right now. We are definitely messy right now with, living here while moving and trying to prep and get over and all that.
I believe
but
it. Yeah.
I can tell you, at least on the 30th forward, the property will be vacant, so you guys are free to do whatever you need to.
Yeah, and that works, man. And we'll hold your hand through the entire transactions. You get our whole TC department, so they'll let you know exactly what's going on, where offers are coming in at, when someone's scheduled to go inside, whether you're home or after the 30th. You'll get a bird's eye view of everything that's happening.
Okay, great.
Cool. Excellent, boss. Any other questions for me, Mr. Kelly?
No, I don't think so. I really appreciate being able to see the other properties you guys have done recently.
Yeah.
And coming on to explain the process, and that you guys will get started right away to take your first round of photos and go from there.
Cool. Excellent. Should we expect to have this agreement done and back tonight so we can give you a welcome call tomorrow morning?
I'd probably say tomorrow night, but not later than that.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Those document links, signature links will still be good tomorrow.
Yep. Let me put a contingent out here to let the team know that this will be good till 6 p.m. end of day tomorrow, and you will be all set.
Okay, great.
All right, Mr. Kelly. Well, I appreciate you again. My name is Anthony, one of the owners here. Quick cash offer. If you need anything, just let me know.
All right, Anthony, John, thank you both.
Appreciate you, boss. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right, bye.
This is the guy who his agent called in the other day. His agent was like, "Will you call so and so?" And I was like, "How can I help you?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you know, Terry Walker presented him with a couple of offers." Da, 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 da. And I was like, "Okay, so what's the next step?" He's like, "Oh, could you just reach back out to Scott? Like,
Yeah.
Are you representing?"
Well, his issue is that he's worked with the wholesale company. The wholesale company put a 30-day inspection period on it, and then they backed out. And he goes, all they did was some guy sent photos. Nobody ever came to my house. So he's like, I think you're just doing the same thing. So his worry was like, you're like that company. I'm like, nah, motherfucker. That's not what we're doing. That's called wholesaling, which, trust me, if I could, I would do that. But it could be way easier. But no, I'm like, yo, I am going to put your house on the open market. I'm not buying it, but I need this because it's not me buying your house. And then I think he understood that, giving him the examples, he felt more confident. And I'm like, I pretty much don't have time to waste. And then that's it. But for me, like, I don't even want to force that guy to do the sale. I think me coming on the phone and just being like, do you want to do business? That's what I asked him. I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, why? I go, because I got to make sure we want to do business together. He's like, oh, no, I do. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to chase it.
Right.
So I think for him, I think he respected that because then he asked me better questions. Because then his next thing was like, well, I want to let you know when I take the photos, my house is a little messy. Like, you guys can do anything? And I'm like, but if I didn't have the staff I had, I personally would never sign that guy because I would not be able to get more deals because this guy would call me every 5 seconds to know what the hell's going on. Luckily, we have such a great team that even the crazy sellers, we can manage. If you guys want to see more live calls like this, hit the subscribe button.